Hi, welcome to my Makeup Monday for Monday the 14th of July 2025. My name's Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast. So I'm pretty sure I've gone live in the right place. I get an email now saying that I've gone live. Hi Lynn! And I just checked that I got that email, so I figured, okay, I think I've got the hang of this a bit now. So it's a beautiful day on the Central Coast, and I don't mind winter when it stays like this. It's not too bad. Got to expect the cold. Hi Felicity. Hi Cherie. I love that name, Stamping Shenanigans. That is so applicable to you. Because I think you just get up to shenanigans, Cherie. And I haven't even ever met you. But I just think. So, it's Makeup Monday, and today I'm going to do a fun fold card. I'm doing another recreation of a birthday card I received last month. So, let's get into it because I have a dentist appointment at 3:15. So, I've got to get this done and then get to the dentist. Blech. I hate dentists, but that's beside the point. So, let's go down to the craft desk. Hi, Susan. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I reckon. I agree with you, Susan. But cheeky's fun, absolutely. Okay, so let's go down to the craft desk and we can get started. Okay, so I'm just going to try and make a little bit of room because you know me, I keep saying I'm going to tidy my desk and I never seem to do. But anyway, that's okay. This was another one of my birthday cards I received. Hi Leslie, thanks for hopping on. And this one was from one of my downlines, Anna Louise, and it's called a W fold card because if you look at it this way, the insert's a W. And she used that beautiful, what was it called? Freeze a Bird or Flight? I can't remember. It was from Celebration a few years ago. And it was so popular, this paper. And all the beautiful little birds. And she put a panel on the back. And Anna Louise also put a ribbon to tie. I went to my archives. I've got lever arch binders in my craft room of fun fold cards I've done with instructions in them. I haven't kept that as up to date as I probably should have. But I knew I'd done one of these a while ago. So I went and found it. So this was Anna Louise's one that she gave me, which is really pretty. I love it. Love this bird paper. And I found the one I did a while ago. And this one is this paper and stamp set. I'm pretty sure it was called Dressed for Success. I'm pretty sure that's what it was called. It was 6x6 paper. The suite had these little tassels. And it was a stamp and die set bundle. And I really loved that bundle. I loved it so much I have sold it. Flight and Airy was the DSP. Thank you. I knew you'd know. So this was my version however many years ago from, I'm sure it was called Dressed for Success. And it had perfume, it had lipsticks, it had shoes. And this was my W fold card. If you go like this, it's a W. Hi Marilyn, thanks for joining. And I didn't put a panel. You can't write on this card because I didn't put a panel anywhere for writing. But I just kept it in my lever arch folder with the instructions. So I was really glad I found it. Now, I have held it up to Anna Louise's and mine is a little bit shorter. Anna Louise is a fraction longer. Same width, or no? Mine's a little bit taller. I wonder if mine's more US size. It could be. But I went with the instructions I had and all the measurements because I thought, you know what? I think that's just easier for my brain. So we shall put those over there. And what shall we do? I'll show you what we're using. We're using the Inspiring Imperfections or the I can't say it. Kintsugi Inspirations. Hi Sheila, thanks for joining us. So it's in the annual catalogue, and it's on page 58 and 59, and I think 60. And this is a really beautiful suite. The whole suite, which includes the stamp set, dies, the embossing folder, the gold gems, and the paper, specialty paper, is $136. But you don't have to get the whole suite. You can buy bits of the suite. I quite often do that. And I started today. The only thing I've done with this suite so far are fancy cards. I did a fan card the other week with the Kintsugi Inspirations. And prior to that, I did something called an interlocking card. I've got to remember how it works. There we go. I don't know where I got that one from. I'll have it written down somewhere. So I've only really done like fancy ones with this suite. So I thought today I should try and make a normal card. And I was looking at the catalogue for inspiration. Hi Joan, thank you for joining. I was looking at the catalogue for inspiration, and excuse me, I kind of cased that. They've got white flowers. I did them in petal pink because I thought that was prettier. They've done a smaller frame, but I got the frame from the Beautiful Gallery suite to make my frame, and that's cutting the paper, the designer series paper. And I've used a card base of Misty Moonlight, but I've used the Night of Navy two-tone cardstock, and I've used the lighter side, and I just sanded it back after it went through the embossing folder. And the light side of the Night of Navy two-tone cardstock, I think, is pretty much almost, if the pronunciation is a soft G, so it's Kintsugi. There you go. See, maybe I need a trip to Japan to learn all these things. Thank you, Cherie. The light side on the two-tone of the Night of Navy cardstock, I think, is almost Misty Moonlight. It's just a slight hint darker, and I really liked it. So I did that because I thought if I did Misty Moonlight layer with embossing folder, it just did nothing. So I decided, there you go. That's good. Thank you. So the G is silent. Pretty much. Yeah. Okay. So that was my first case of the catalogue, and I put the beautiful gems on it, and I made it a birthday card because the sentiments in this stamp set, they're beautiful, but they're more applicable to if you're wanting to give a card for that specific reason. Does that make sense? Because it's got, thanks for helping me through this difficult time. There is beauty in your history. I know you'll get through this and be stronger for it. I'm here for you. You inspire me. They're all beautiful they're all beautiful sentiments. But I think when you're making a card, you're going to use those sorts of sentiments for the person you're making it for. Like it's got to be applicable. So I just went with the general birthday wishes, and I heat embossed it in gold. So that's my first copy of the catalogue. I think I might move on to this one. They've cut the vases out of the paper. They've put the die over the top of paper, that paper and that paper, and just cut it out. You do get 2 sheets of lots of vases and bowls and flowers, and that's really good. So if you don't want the whole suite or can't afford the whole suite, get the paper. You can do a lot with the paper. So that's what we're playing with today. I'll put that there because I'm going to make some more cards up because I want to try and get a class organised with that suite. Okay, now I've got my sentiment stamp sets out. I've got the beautiful motifs. So I think I like to celebrate. I just got this one recently, Blooming Phrases. I really like this, and this is my good old faithful Simply Said, so we might use one of those. That's all right, Cherie. I don't mind you correcting me because I wasn't sure how to say it. So I'll leave my Dressed for Success there, and let's have a look at what we need. I was cutting this up this morning before I went to my Pilates class, and I thought, oh my goodness, I've got so much. Where is a sandwich bag when you need one? And I found it. Hold on. Yes, you will, Sheila. I was cutting a whole lot out too this around lunchtime. Now, I hope you've got your cuppa. I've got a cup of coffee here because I think I need strength because I've got to go to the dentist and I don't like the dentist. So I thought, I think I need another coffee wherever I go. Okay, see, I've got some vases and flowers. And somebody has counted all those vases and flowers and how many die cuts you get out of them. I can't remember the number, but it's a lot. So I cut a couple of banners for the sentiments. So let's have a look and see what we need. Okay, so my card base is 10.5 centimeters by 28 centimeters. So you just shave 1 and a bit centimeters off the length of A4 and you score it at 14 centimeters. Your W fold is 3 centimeters by 28 centimeters and it's scored at 7, 14 and 21 centimeters. Then we have all our matting pieces. So the card mat, you'll boil the kettle. Yes, quickly. Can always watch the replay, Sheila. The card mat, like this is Blackberry Bliss, I believe. So I've gone with Misty Moonlight. It's 13 centimeters by 10 and you need 4 of them. The DSP matting piece. I've got 3 of those and I've got 1 white because I am going to put something on the back where people can write something to the recipient. You need, that's 12.5 centimeters by 9.5. You need 3 pieces of designer series paper, and I've done 1 piece of basic white, and this was just a strip that I cut off when I was cutting these 2 down. I just cut that off and it was just perfect, so I thought, you know what, that can trim up our back piece. So that's that. Now let's see, on the inside we have all these little panels. So you need 4 of the dark ones, like that's Blackberry Bliss. I've gone with Misty Moonlight, 6.5 centimeters by 5 centimeters, 4 of those. You need 4 of either basic white if you're stamping directly onto it, or you need another cardstock if you're going to attach things on top of it. You don't have to, but I like that look. So I've done a matting piece, 6 centimeters by 4.5 centimeters, done 4 of those, and I have put them through the embossing folder that's part of the suite. So it's joined together 3D embossing folder. So I've just put them all in the embossing folder, just laid them all down, so they're all going to be a little bit different, but this embossing folder is all joined together, it's all different. So you need 4 of those, 6 by 4.5, and on the front I just did exactly the same. I've got a piece of gold foil and that's 6.5 centimeters by 7.5, and I've got a piece of basic beige that's 6 by 7, and I've run that through the embossing folder as well because I'll probably put a vase over the top rather than stamping. I could stamp, but I just thought let's just go with using up what letting the paper do the work for me. Seeing I've got a dash. Okay, let me move all this over and we'll see if that is in the screen. I think it is. If anybody wants dimensionals, I will put the dimensionals in after at the bottom of the video on YouTube, but that might not happen until I get back home, because I normally sit here and after I've finished the video I type it all in, but I probably won't get to that until I get back. So there, everything you need. So here we go. I think I need a sip of coffee to start. Okay, so the front panel, I'll put those there. These are our matting pieces for our W part. These are our matting pieces for our whole card. Okay, let's start with, so we'll pull that off, and this is our base, and as I said, it's 10.5 centimeters by 28 centimeters, scored at 14 centimeters. I'm just going to get that nice. Okay, and where's my glue? And I think I need my little thing, this thing. What's it called? Silicone mat. I always forget what it's called. So we will get rid of those because we are going to, actually, let's get rid of that. We're going to, that's going to be our front panel. Can't seem to pick anything up. Okay, these are 2 inside panels with this beautiful piece of paper. No, I like that one better. And that will be our back panel. So let's start adhering all of those to our matting piece. Oh, Rosie! The little dog next door has been so naughty, and she's been barking a lot. And now it's triggered mine off. But, you know, at least you know she's here. And she's around. Now, is this bright enough? Have you got enough light? Can you see what I'm doing? Or will I put my lamp on? I'm very aware that my lamp has a glare. Let's turn it on and let's see what happens. Okay, I think that's a bit brighter, isn't it? It certainly is for me. I think we might go with that. Oh, hi Anne, that's fine. Yes, I watched Linda's morning chat this morning when I got home from Pilates. Oh, you've got your coffee and you've got cheese and crackers. Nice. Okay, we might as well put this onto our front. Well, Rosie's sort of settled down a bit now, but she hears Poppy next door and she just goes off her chops. Okay, this is not directional, this paper, so that's good. If you're standing on your head, it's going to be the right way round. And it's sort of a little bit of a funny dimension from my previous dimensions that I used, but it works. Just make sure your border is even on the left and right and even top and bottom. It's not quite the same border all the way around, but I think it looks quite nice. I think it's not, this isn't the same width as this, but I think it still works. I liked it better. Oh, now Marilyn likes it better with the lamp off, and I think Sheila likes it better with the lamp on. Now I'm confused. I don't know what to do. I might leave it on because actually I can see a little bit better. So I'm sorry if that's upsetting anybody. If I did my videos in the morning, we'd have sun all over my desk. So morning videos don't work for me because there's just so much sun, and I've tried to pull my blind down as far as I can, and it just still doesn't work. So that's why I do videos in the afternoon. Okay, that one's going to go there. And where's the other one? Here we go. It's amazing how much a lamp can help me anyway, because we get the shadows from the afternoon. I don't really think this piece is directional. Thanks, Marilyn. I don't think this piece is directional, but I'll just make sure it goes like that. I'm pretty sure I turned my phone on to silent. I should have turned Rosie on to silent. So Rosie hasn't had her walk today because I went to Pilates. So she will have to catch up tomorrow. Because normally I'd take her for a walk after this, but nope. I'd rather do that than the dentist, but that's okay. Have I recovered from the wedding? Yes, I have. Yes, yes. It seems ages ago now, and it was only 2 weeks. Yes, they've been busy. I'm hoping we can catch up with them next weekend. I must message them. They're just social butterflies, those two. But no, it was just the best wedding. The best wedding. So happy for them. Okay, that one can go over there. Now this, I will put this piece on, and if I decide to put any stamping on it, should I do it before oh look, I always say stamp before you stick, but you know what? I don't have to do as I say, do I? I'll put this on, and then we will have a finished card. And if I use photopolymer stamps, I'm more likely to get things straight, she says, with the fingers crossed. Okay, and then this one. Now, Anna Louise put ribbon through hers so that you could tie it. I think it was just like tied over, like so. And if you wanted to do that, you can, and you do that before you attach your matting pieces. Oh, sorry, Sheila. Okay, sure, I can tell you. I'm getting all hot and bothered now. Okay, my card base is Cloud Cover. My matting piece is Misty Moonlight, and this is the, I don't know what the paper's called. So is it a silent T, Cherie? No. Kintsugi? Did I say it right? I don't know. It's this Inspirations one. That's the paper we're using. And I will tell you the colours of the cardstock as I continue. How about that? So, yeah, Cloud Cover, Misty Moonlight, and the specialty paper. No J. I don't know how to say it. It's too hard. And now I'm going to put this one on the back. So if you want to put ribbon around, make sure you put it on. Attach it to your card base before you do your matting pieces. You put your matting pieces on. I didn't put ribbon around my old card that I did. Okay, so let's just... I know everyone's having trouble pronouncing this sweet. I'm just going to call it the Japanese inspired one. That's what I'm going to call it. Japanese Inspirations. Okay, so on my old one that I dug out of my lever arch binders, I forgot to put something on the back, so silly me. So that's just my sample card that I've got. Okay, so now this one is going to have somewhere to write to the recipient. Okay, now we're going to get a W. We're going to create a W. So this is 3 centimeters by 28, and it's scored at 7, 14, and 21. I think that's why I've made mine a little bit shorter than Anna Louise's, because I think those measurements just were easier. So let's get our bone folder and just score those over and score those over. Okay, so this is our W. Well, that looks more like a W, doesn't it? And we are going to put, now it doesn't matter where you put this in your card. Like I put this one down lower. You can put it up higher. Where did Anna Louise put hers? Hers is more centered, so you can do it in the center. And I've just butted mine up to the edge of the card, the matting cardstock piece. So this is Misty Moonlight and the Japanese Inspiration paper. I like that. I'm going with that. So I just butted it up to the edge of the Misty Moonlight. And I think I'll put it in the middle because I want to put things that might hang over a bit. So I want to make sure. So just put some glue on this end. And if you've got a grid or a grid paper or a glass mat, you can use your lines. Although I get over here and I can't work out which lines I'm up to. So I'm just going to actually eyeball it. My eyeball seems to work most of the time. So I'll just hold that down. And then just put some glue on this end piece. And then just bring it across and make sure you've sort of got it straight. And you'll know if it's not quite right. And I'm just matting it up against that edge of the Misty Moonlight cardstock piece. And fingers crossed, when we close it, it doesn't show. It doesn't hang out. I always hold my breath when I do that, just in case I've stuffed up. But it doesn't. It's tucked in. And that's why I do it there, not to the edge of the cardstock, because I want to make sure that it's not going to hang out outside of the card. So that's pretty much a card base construction done. Okay, what are we doing? Let's do all these bits first. So this is Misty Moonlight. I chose Misty Moonlight. Basically, when I'm choosing my cardstock colours, I go by what's in the paper that I'm using. And whatever's in the paper that I'm using is generally the colours of the cardstock I go with. Okay, so these are 6.5 centimetres by 5 centimetres, and they're all going to go here. Now, did I do those on dimensionals? I did. You can put these up on these ones are on dimensionals. These ones, they look really flat though, and these ones are glued down. If you do dimensionals, your card is going to like get a bit of a pouch to it. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to sit really, really flat. Even if you don't do dimensionals, it's still going to not sit really, really flat. But dimensionals will exacerbate that. So these are cloud cover, and these are 6 centimetres by 4.5. Now on this card, these were just my little stamping rectangles. But this time I thought, no, I'm going to put a bit more texture. I've run them through the embossing folder, the joined together embossing folder. See, that's easy. Why couldn't the sweet be easy? Why couldn't it be joined together sweet? I don't know why it couldn't be that. Okay, so let's mat those together to start with. And just remember, when you're putting a embossed piece of cardstock, you need a little bit more glue or more tape. So I'm going to have a sip of coffee. I nearly finished my coffee. I need it for strength. Okay, this one, I'm sort of hanging off my desk here, so I'll bring myself back on. And I like the glue because it gets into all the little divots and hills and hollers. Join. No, it's the Japanese Inspiration Suite. That's what I'm calling it. The Japanese Imperfections Suite. How about that? Who can pronounce that anyway? Not me. Oh, hang on. Come on. Nope, that didn't work. Off. Let's get this on better. I'm not having any fun here. Hang on. Why is it the one's just being uncooperative? That'll do. No, I can't say Jack and Jill. And I don't want to, and you can't make me. I'm gonna stomp my foot now. We had breakfast with our daughter and son-in-law and little Bubba, little Sage, and she's getting a bit cheeky, that one. She's 6 months old, and I thought, I think my daughter's gonna have fun. She's gonna have her mummy's cheekiness. Good luck with that. Okay, now you don't have to put them all the same height. You can have them cascading down and up like that, which I think I might do, depending on what I want to put on our little panels. So with this suite, we have, I've just cut them all out from the paper. You could stamp them because the stamps do have beautiful stamp. You could stamp all three that you can cut from the paper. Kintsugi. Did I say it right? Maybe I have to write that down. But yeah, just for today, I've just cut everything out from the paper. And I always reckoned that I didn't have the terrible twos. Everybody was telling me, just wait for the terrible twos. Thank you, Kintsugi. There you go. I've had an English, well, it's not really an English lesson, it's a Japanese lesson. Yeah, everyone used to say to me when my son was little, wait for the terrible twos. He's 31. I'm still waiting. And then when I had our daughter, wait for the terrible twos. She's 27. I'm still waiting. But I do say to them that I never had the terrible twos. I had the terrible 20s. I think when they were 20, that was in their 20s. That was the worst time. But we're nearly through the 20s now, and that's a blessing. But that, yeah, so my terrible twos had an O on the end. Terrible 20s. Okay, this is going to be our front panel. So I'm just pulling that in because I want to try and work out what vase I want to put on the front. I'm thinking I want to go with the navy one. So what do I want to do in here? Or do I want to go with the pink one? Oh, this is... Okay, let's get our front panel ready because then we can work it all out. So, this is gold foil. I've just added some more gold foil to my list. And this is basic beige, 6 centimeters by 7. So I need more gold foil. Especially with Christmas sort of coming up. Got to have gold foil. Okay, let's just adhere a piece of basic beige to our foil. Now normally I don't like doing glue on foil, but we're only wanting to get a little bit of an edge. Because if you get glue on foil and then that piece of part of the foil is visible, so excuse me, it dulls the foil. You can't get the glue off, it dulls it. I'm going to have a sip of water. Okay, so that's our front. I'm choking, I'm dying here. That's our front panel. Okay, so I want something that's going to stand out. I think that's what I want. Do I want that? Or do I want a vase? Ooh, I know, a bowl. Ooh, and you know what? We could cut a little slit and put a little flower in there. Let's go. Oh, look, now she's just going rogue. She'll be too late for the dentist, and then she won't have to go. Okay, I think that's what I want to do there. I think that's what I want to do. Oh, look, they've all fallen down. I put 2 up high and 2 down low. I'll work out what I'm going to put on them. Okay, I think we need a vase on the ones that are going to be sitting flat. And should we put this vase up here. That's sitting flat but up high. Well, it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't have to sit up. Yeah, that would work. I'm just talking to myself, girls. Okay, we could put a bowl and we could put a flower. I think that's... I was going to do a navy vase on the front. Hi, Elizabeth. Oh, how cute. How many baby lambs do you have? Exactly. It doesn't, nobody's going to know what I've done and what I haven't done. So let's just do it. They're just going to think it's amazing. We hope. Okay, what time are we up to? 2:41. Okay, so I'm just going to put my vase onto my panel, hold it down, make sure I've got no glue hanging over the edge, and I do. Okay, and then, now if your cardstock's a bit rough, because your blade is either getting to the end of its life, just get your sanding block and just take the edge off. Hopefully you don't ruin it. Let me just get my scissors because I think I've ruined it. Okay, I'm gonna put glue here in the middle of our little score line to the end, and this one's going to go down low. There we go. Oh, that's not even straight. Let's straighten it up. Got to have it straight. I can't do unstraight. I can't do crooked. We have two. Their mum. Oh, I'm so sorry. Their mama died. That's sad. That's not nice. I'm not happy. Okay, let's go back to this one, and I'll put my little bowl on my panel. So just by embossing this little piece of cardstock, your matting piece, or one of your matting pieces, I just think it creates a bit more texture. Look, Denise, you can't, you know, you're not coping because you've got to go to the dentist. That's what your problem is. I hate the dentist. Oh. Okay, so you can see how that matting piece of cardstock that's been run through the embossing folder just gives you a bit of texture. I really like the look of that. Now I'm going to put glue on this little panel. It's halfway between, and this one's going to go up high because I can. And then this one's going to go, oh, this one's got to have its vase put on first. So I'm going to avoid glue at the very top and the very bottom. I've got 6 lambs. Oh, how gorgeous. Except I'm not a vegetarian, so I mustn't think they're that gorgeous, must I? Because I do like a lamb roast. Okay, I'm going to put glue here, and this one I'm going to go down a little bit lower, so they're going to be staggered. And I'm just centering them on the middle of the mechanism. I'm just going to hold that in place. You could probably attach them to the mechanism before you put them on the card base, but I didn't think of that. I'm not that clever. Okay. Now this one. and pop our flower on it. Okay, and then this one, where will I put this one? This one's going to go up higher. So it's just, they're going to be staggered. Yep. And you just put some glue on the center of your mechanism. And then just hold it. So the two on either end are actually on the card base. They're not sort of free floating, but the two in the middle are just attached to the mechanism, and so they are a little bit free floating. Okay, now we'll just close that up. So you can see even with no dimensionals, it is sort of popping out, but I don't think that matters. And if you wanted to put the ribbon in underneath your matting pieces before you do all this bit, if you want to tie it closed. But that's what it's looking like so far. It's pretty, isn't it? Okay, let's go back to here and decide if this is what we want to do. We could do a navy or a Misty Moonlight bowl. Alright girls, you can make the choice. Do we do Misty Moonlight bowl, seeing we've got Misty Moonlight matting piece? Or do we do the, I think that's Lost Lagoon. There's a difference? Oh, can't you see the difference? What? This one's Misty Moonlight and this one's Lost Lagoon. Which one will we do? I'm thinking the Misty Moonlight. Yeah. I'm thinking the Misty Moonlight because it ties in with the matting piece. Now, I am going to do something with this. And I've got to get my act together quickly. I'm going to get my little craft knife, if I can find it. Haha. Does that go on this end or does it go? Okay, so it goes on your putty end. So this is the accessory kit for the take your pick tool. Very dangerous. I am going to cut a slit so that we can poke our flower in. Yeah. I'll put the cover on that in a minute. And then our flower can actually go inside the slit and look like it is actually inside the bowl. Let me just do that before there's a bloodbath. Okay, I think that looks best. So, you know what? I think I might put this up on dimensionals. Here we go. Now I've forgotten how to say it again, Cherie. Japanese Inspiration Suite. That's what it is. Okay, so this goes this way. And I'm going to pop that there. Hi, Margaret. You can watch the replay because I'm nearly finished. So glue on the back of your foil panel. So it's not a really hard fun fold, it's just lots of bits to it. Okay, I'm just going to hold that down so it attaches. Okay, that's that. And now I've got two little banners because I don't know whether to do my sentiment on basic beige or on basic white. I have got white on the back here and I have used, no I have not, but there's white here inside with that piece of the paper. Oh, I don't know who that is. Go away. You're not in my number. I think that's a bit stark. I think the white's a bit stark. So I think I might go with the piece of basic beige. Okay, let's work out what we're going to stamp. I think I worked it out though. I think I wanted to do Celebrate. So from the beautiful motifs. Okay, now I've got to find a little block. That seems a bit too little. And Misty Moonlight. I think we're all guilty of senior moments. Don't feel special. Now, I want a scrap of paper. Do you think I can find a scrap of paper on my desk? Here we go. Here's a scrap. There we go. That looks good. Okay, so I'm going to just put this onto my little banner that's from the from this suite I'm using. Okay. And I think I'll put it up here. You know, it'll look really nice. I've got to go. What's this? Ah! This is some of this spidery ribbon. What is it? Mesh ribbon. I think some of that underneath might look a bit nice. Let's just do it. Don't even think about it. Just look. Hi, Tanya. So let's just put some of this meshy ribbon. That's a little bit of a little bit of scrap I've got left sitting here. I think that looks quite nice. And some dimensionals on the back. Hold it down. Hold everything down. Oopsie. Oh, Rosie's come back. She's in a bed. Okay, and I'm going to pop that right there, I think. There we go. Get rid of this. It's another scrap. You like this card, Sheila? I'm so glad. I will put all the dimensions up underneath the video when I get back from the dentist. If I'm not crying. Okay, let's get rid of that. Okay, so, oh no, bling, bling, bling. Now, I have noted, unless there's some gold bling coming in the September mini catalogue, these will be really great for Christmas. You like this ribbon? I know, it's sort of like fishing net. I just like it. It's wispy. So if we don't get gold embellishments from the September catalogue, mini catalogue, Tanya, don't get me started on how to pronounce the name. I've been having a Japanese English lesson all video, and I still can't do it. These would be great for Christmas because they're gold. So don't forget that. I've just put some more into my cart. Okay. And I am going to pop one down here. And I'm going to pop one up here. And a little one over here. They're so beautiful. Can you see how beautiful they are? Hang on, let me hold them steady so you can try and see. Is that focused? I don't know if it's focused. They're pretty. They're very pretty. Okay, I think, let's put my lid on that. I think that's our card. And I will show you. So this was my birthday card from Anna Louise. Thanks, Felicity. Using the Flight and Airy Designer Series paper from Celebration a few years back. And that made me remember one that I did a few years ago using, I'm sure it was called Dressed for Success. stamp set. It was a really cute and fun stamp set. And I've used the measurements from my old card. This is the one we just made using the Kintsugi. Did I say it right? Been a dentist. Oh, well. I don't think I'll do that. Wow. Kintsugi Inspirations suite. And that's that one. And I'll put a backing on it so we can write somewhere. Kintsugi. Oh, it's too hard. But I'll have to show you. I've already made one. This is my other one that I made. So I did a Misty Moonlight base with the cloud cover matting piece. I still use the designer series paper. I didn't put a matting piece on the back yet. But I did a vase with that die of flowers coming down. Cherry blossoms, I believe that could be. But this was the one we just made now. So you can see, mix your papers around, stick your vases and your bowls anywhere you like, and you have a card. And I don't think I don't think you'd pay extra for postage for that. It's really not that fat, but anyway, hand it to somebody. Don't put it in the mail. So let's come back to crazy old me. So there we go. That's our W fold card, because that's the W, and just looks like a normal card. It'll sit on your bench or your sideboard for display, and it's just got a bit of a wow. So that's our card for today. So I better run. I gotta get to the 3:15 dentist appointment. So have a great rest of the day and great rest of the week. Although I shall see you on Wednesday at 2 o'clock. Now I may be pre-recorded on Wednesday. I'm not sure. Anyways, I'm not sure if that's a good idea, Cherie. I might be pre-recorded on Wednesday because I'm catching up with my granddaughter. Well, I am. I'm catching up with my granddaughter. My daughter and granddaughter on Wednesday morning. And, oh, there you go, Tanya. His 3:15's not for a while, though, because you're in WA. He's still got 2 hours of stressing. And Wednesday afternoon, my husband and I are going down to Sydney. We're seeing a show at the Opera House. So I may have to pre-record Wednesday afternoon. But I'll be here, live or pre-recorded, 2 o'clock for Card and a Cuppa. Have a great week, and I'll see you then. Bye for now.